What's going on, guys? This is Riggs, and thank you so much for tuning in to this very important video. We have a topic that we need to discuss. Now, as I'm making this, I know there's been a lot of other videos that it's been so hard not to click on any of them because I want to offer kind of my own opinion without having any, outside influence, from anybody else or anything like that. But what we're going to be discussing is what happened in India, as far as PUBG Mobile being banned in India. And it is it's a huge deal. Despite where you are in the world, it's going to affect everybody. And the main reason for that is because India alone makes up over 24%. I do have some numbers actually. But the entire player base, 24% of the entire global player base is from India. No country is even close to the amount of downloads that have come from India. And not only that, how active the community itself is. No community is more supportive. And especially, speaking from a content creator standpoint, India is head and shoulders above any other country as far as what their community brings to the table. So you want to talk about what's going to happen with content creation, the amount of revenue that Tencent is going to lose, where people aren't going to be making those those microtransactions, those in-app purchases. Those are all gone. What's going to happen in the future? Only time will tell. But as of right now, India, you talk about the comp scene, everything. And then the other issue is the Asia server itself. The majority of Indians played on the Asia server. What's going to happen with the Asia server now? As far as matchmaking and all that. There's still a lot of people playing this game. But when you with the flip of a switch, you up and remove almost 25% of the players, there's going to be, it's just going to be a cascade effect as far as what's going to happen with this game going forward. And, we don't want to get into too much, the politics. I don't know enough about India politics. People are saying, it's India versus China and all these things. But basically, just to briefly sum it up, again, for those of you that haven't heard or know anything about it, it wasn't just PUBG. PUBG, along with 117 other apps, are no longer accessible within India. And they put out a big statement, an official statement, from the India. I think it was from the India Parliament, where there was data mining going on, that information from not only PUBG but other games are being sent to servers, across the world, and that there was data mining. And they basically said that certain games, being PUBG, is a threat to the national security of the people of India because of personal information being released and things like that. Hopefully, I really hope I got this right, especially for all the Indian viewers that are watching this. Let me be the first one to tell you, I feel for you. It's crazy to think that something like this could even happen, and it seems almost overnight. I'm sure it was something that was in the works for a while. But for this to happen, it's what to me seems so abruptly. It's absolutely crazy, especially being a game like PUBG Mobile, where it was a game that was accessible everywhere. It really was relatable to all of us. Despite where you play in the world, this was a global game, and all of a sudden you remove, 24% of the players, something like, 55 million? I've seen a few. I've heard 13 million. I've heard 33. I've heard 55 active daily users just in India alone. And you take that away, all of us kind of lose a piece of that. Where it almost might not even be as enjoyable as was before, especially for all the content creators that have a huge Indian viewership or Indian following. I can only imagine how, other YouTubers, streamers, Mortal and Scout, all these guys, it's, Dynamo, it's crazy. They've built careers. They've built an entire fan base based off of this game. Speaking of which, a lot of people were asking, two big things I want to get into is, what about Call of Duty Mobile? Why is that still available in the app stores in India when it's a Tencent game. So basically, Tencent doesn't own all of Call of Duty Mobile. It's something like 50-50 between Activision, like when you open up the app of Call of Duty Mobile, I think the first, if not the second screen shows Activision. So that's the reason why they're still able to have access to Call of Duty Mobile in India. I know that was popping up all over the socials today, was Call of Duty Mobile. Are Indians going to start picking up that game? Is there going to be a huge rush of players going over there? For me, I would imagine there's definitely going to be a huge spike for Call of Duty Mobile. I mean, not only is it out of all the other, I mean, obviously you have the TDM of Call of Duty Mobile, which is the biggest, but there's also a battle royale version. Third person. They have the skins, they have the Royal Pass, they have all the gun skins, all that stuff. So as far as something that seems very similar when you first pick it up, their BR is a little rough around the edges, not gonna lie. But as far as that game being the go-to, I think only time will tell. Who knows? I mean, I know there's a lot of innovation coming out of India, with tech and everything else. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if India created their own form of their own battle royale. I think that'd be very, very interesting. But yeah, will there be a huge flux over to Call of Duty Mobile? I would imagine. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Another thing that popped up a lot in the socials that I wanted to cover was VPN. And that was actually one of the first things I thought of before I started doing a little bit of research. And that is, well, if you're in India and it's banned in your region, just connect to a different server, and boom, you have the game when you're in India. Just use a VPN. And we've heard from Tencent themselves that there's no such thing as being banned for using a VPN. That no player's ever been banned using one, and often in certain regions they actually encourage it. So why don't they do that in India? One of the biggest issues is from what I've heard and what I've read is the majority of the players aren't using Wi-Fi in India. They actually play the game on data. And when you have data and you're going to be using a VPN connecting to a server from a different region, when you talk about how playable the game is as far as MS, or what we often refer to as ping, it'd be so high, it'd be the point to where it'd almost be unplayable, if not 100% unplayable. And obviously streaming on data, it's pretty much impossible. You need to have that access to direct access to a Wi-Fi. So, and not to mention, while VPNs aren't illegal to use, it is illegal to use a VPN to access a banned application. So, what's actually going to happen with that? We'll have to wait. Again, something else we're going to have to wait and see. Also, the country themselves, the country itself, being India, can ban device IDs, from within the region. Has that happened yet? No, but is it something they could look to do in the future? It's very, very possible. So using VPN might work for some. It's not going to work for the majority. And let's be honest, the majority of people are just straight up not going to download a VPN. Some of them have to pay monthly and then start playing the game. But it's something that definitely caught a lot of people off guard, caught a lot of people off surprise. I do know, maybe a year ago, there was an issue. That's the thing with this case is it's not the game itself as far as, the game being too, gruesome or graphic or anything like that. It's nothing to do with the game in itself, which has also had an issue in the past in India. I remember, maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, where there were certain regions or states or, however it's working out there. I apologize to my Indian viewers. I don't know, all the details, but I know there are certain areas throughout India where they were actually banning the game because of societal impacts it was having, especially on youth. Where you had kids that were missing school, that were becoming more aggressive. You even had the tragic, and unfortunate events where people were committing suicide because they were just so consumed by the game, where it just took over everything. and there was, you know, parents complaining and things like that. It was a big deal. I remember it was a while ago. Many of you watching this might remember that. But this is much different. This has nothing to do with the game in itself as far as the play style or the type of game that it is being a shooter. This has everything to do with basically politics in you know, my humble opinion. And it's a shame, you know, again, they're taking away the whole global feel of this game, you know, especially when you remove, what, 55 million people. You take that out, that's going to be tough. Especially, again, with the Asia server. It'll be interesting what's going to happen with the Asia server. The majority of people playing on the Asia server were from India. So I'll have to wait and see what is going to happen with that. But any and all of my Indian viewers, I know I don't have a lot, but for those of you out there, definitely my heart goes out for you. It really feels bad. It definitely feels bad that something like this could happen, and I can only imagine, you know, what you guys are going through. But we'll just have to, you know, wait and see. Will the ban be lifted? Who knows? Nobody knows anything. Just how we didn't even see this really coming. It just kind of boom, here it is. So, you know, definitely my heart goes out. You know, not a whole lot can be even said about it. You know, it's just, it really is a shame, you know, that this has happened. But, you know, we'll still be, you know, making that content. You know, for those of you who want to, you know, keep watching and, you know, enjoying the content, you know, it'll still be here. But definitely feel for you guys. You know, be sure to read each and every comment in this video. And yes, that's basically the gist. You know, maybe the video went a little longer than I was expecting. But that's kind of the gist of it, you know, that India can no longer play PUBG. Never, ever thought I would see, never thought I would even have to make this video. So that's pretty crazy. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And of course, hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay I had on the screen for you. But until the very next one, this has been Riggs from ǀØBx Gaming.